Hi everyone, my name is Babashola Oshoteku. I'm a teacher at Ikangala TVET College, Whitburn. Today I will be taking us on Applied Accounting Level 3. And the topic that we are going to be looking at today is going to be analysis of cash book. So as we all know, we are going to look at how we are going to enter, even how to post transactions even from source document into cash book. So today I'm going to treat a question even from our textbook. I'm using Macmillan Applied Accounting Level 3. So I'll be treating a question on page 79, the learning activity 2.5. So I'll go through this question and then I will try to run it on the board. The following transaction took place. The following transaction took place during January 2009. Prepare the cash book of Swazi traders and close off the cash book on 31st January 2009. Swazi retailers buys goods at a cost plus of 25%. Whenever you see cost plus of 25%, you should know that is the profit margin of the company. The bank balance was 1,550 rand, which means it's a favorable. We're told it's a favorable balance. And one thing about cash book is that the cash book always open with a balance. The balance of the previous month. The balance of the previous month can either be a favorable balance or unfavorable balance. If it is favorable balance, it means that it has to be debited. And if it is unfavorable balance, it has to be credited. You have to credit it. But in this case, we have a favorable balance of 1,550. So I'm going to treat that even before I go over the question. So it means on the 1st of January, the doc is not given to us, but the date is given, which is on the 1st. It's going to be balance brought down on the folio number. We're told that the amount is 1,550. So it goes into the bank, and then you put it in your sundry account. 1,550. That's all. On the 2nd of January, Mr. Peter increases his capital contribution of 750,000 to 110,000. The receipt 16 is issued. It means that this person, the owner, increased his capital from 75,000 to 110,000. So the difference is just 35,000. So I'm going to write the difference alone, which is going to be a receipt. Don't forget this column is receipt, and this place is. These are payments. On the 16th, the doc is, even the receipt number is 16. The date is on the 2nd. P. Peter. The amount is 35,000. It comes to the analysis of receipt. The purpose of this analysis of receipt is for you to analyze what is the transaction all about. So it is 35,000, it goes into the bank. It did not sell, so there is no heading for it, it's a capital contribution. So it comes to sundry account, 35,000, and then you put the detail on the sundry account as capital. Just put capital. Then we are told on the 3rd, cash sales of merchandise according to the cash register rule, amounting to 8,600. This is a cash sale. This is a receipt. So you put it also on the debit side. And then we are going to do some things while putting this on the debit side. We need to calculate our cost of sales. So here on we're told it's a cash register rule. So just put CRR. The date is on the 3rd. And it is a sales. So you put in sales on your details. Then on the bank, you put in the amount, which is 8,600. On the analysis of receipt, it goes into the bank also. Then you calculate, if it go, because it's a sales, it be the same thing. But cost of sale, you have to calculate your cost of sales. To calculate our cost of sales is going to be the sales amount times 100 all over 125. 125 here is the cost plus the profit margin of Swazi retailers. So you get the what you are going to get there is going to be 6,880. So you put it here, 6,880. That is your cost of sale. On the 5th, you receive goods from BF wholesaler, and the amount of the goods is 16,400. You pay via electronic fund transfer. So the electronic transfer, because this is a payment, it goes into the payment side, which is the debit, even the credit side. So the date is on the doc is not given to us, but I can just write EFT. Then on the 5th, the beneficiary is BF wholesaler. The amount is 16,400. Now this 16,400 is for the goods that was purchased, so it goes into the trading stock. And that's all. Then on the 7th, we're told that there is a cash sales of merchandise, and the amount is 9,600. Also, there is a check issue. The check number is 179 for wages, and the amount is 910. And there is a cash float of 150. The cash float means just like a change that you have after the transaction is done. So I'm going to record it because these are payments. One is a receipt, other two are payments. So I will treat even the receipt first, which is a cash sales. We're not given even the doc, but we have the date. The date is on the 7th. It's a sales. So the amount is 9,600. It goes into the bank. From the analysis, it goes into the bank. It's a sale. It comes to sales also as the same. Then I calculate my cost of sale. Don't forget the formula, even for the purpose of this. So it's going to be the portion of the sales amount times 100 all over the cost plus my percentage. So here we are going to have 7,680. Then the other two transactions, a check was issued on the same date. So I come here, I put the check number. The check number is given as 179 on the 7th. And the name of the beneficiary is not given because we paid for wages. So I'm going to write cash here. And the amount of the cash is, it goes into the bank, 910. All right, now we are going to go to the other side, which is the payment side, to put in even the transaction. A check was issued, and the check number is 179. On this, even the date is on the 7th. The payment was meant for wages, so I have put in cash 110, and it goes into the wages column. Then there is another transaction on the same date, which is for cash float. I have to just tick this is cash, and the amount is 150. There is no column for this cash float, so I have to. It will be recorded under the sundry account as the amount 150, and it is cash float. Then on the 10th, it makes an electronic fund transfer to Ben Wealth Letting for the payment of rent for the store, and the amount is 5,800. And for the owner's resident also, it makes an amount which is 2,400. We're asked to use the bank statement as a even document reference number. So these are payments also. These payments were made the same day. But if you look at this, there are some difference about this payment. One is for the business. The other one is for the personal use. For the business, it will be recorded against the business. For the personal use, it will be recorded as a drawings. So on the same, which is the date is the check number first. It is an electronic transfer. So we're asked to use BS means bank statement number, but the number is not given to us, but the date is on the 10th. The beneficiary is Ben Wet Letting. The first amount is 5,800. On the same day, the second amount is 2,400. The first amount is meant for the store, for the payment of the store, rent. So it goes into sundry account as 5,800 as rent expenses. While the second payment, this payment is meant for the resident of the owner of the business. So it will be regarded as drawings. On the 11th, we're told that Mr. Peter bought some stationery from Landmark Stationer and paid by check. And the check number is 180. The amount is 816. So those are payments also. We record it on the credit side. We're not given, if just the check number is 180, the date is on the 11th. The beneficiary is Landman Stationer. And the amount is 5,000. Sorry, the amount is 816 rather. So it goes into, because it's the stationaries here, because of what this person is selling, it will be regarded as trading stock. So I will record this against trading stock. On the 12th, some following transaction took place on the 12th, which he received a delivery from BF Wholesalers and paid by check. The check is 181 for the following items. We have the merchandise, we have packaging, and we have stationaries. So I'm going to put everything together because these are payments. The date is, the check is 181 on the 12th. The beneficiary is BF Wholesaler. The first one is 16,300. The second is 1,124, and the third is 183. So the beneficiary takes the same, so it's going to be ditto. And then because these are trading stocks, so I will record them under the stock. Then on the 14th, according to the question, we have cash sales of merchandise, and the amount is 13,200. Then there is another transaction. A check was issued, the check number 182, for payment of wages. So the first one, it is a receipt. I come to this side to treat because the receipt side always increase your bank. On the 14th, it's sales of merchandise. So it is, the amount goes into the analysis of receipt first, 13,200. It goes into the bank, 13,200. It goes into your sales, 13,200. Then you calculate your cost of sales. Don't forget the formula that we have been using to determine our cost of sales. It's going to be 13,200, the portion of the sales, times 100 all over 125. Then that is going to give us 10,400. 560. The other transaction is a check was issued for payment of wages on the same date, which is going to be on the 14th. The check is 182, and here you write cash. Then you put the amount, which is 840, and because it is meant, this amount is meant for wages, it goes into the wages column, 840. On the 18th, he issued a check of 183 to Telcom for the payment of telephone account. That is also a payment. So we are still dealing with the payment side. The check is 183 on the 18th, and it is meant for Telcom. The beneficiary is Telcom. So you write Telcom here. The amount is 619. And if you look at it, this is telephone expenses. But here we don't have any column for telephone expenses. So it goes into our sundry account as the amount 619, and it's going to be telephone expenses. All right. Then on the 21, the cost of sales of merchandise was even sold for cash. Please, let us listen to this question. It says, the cost of sales of merchandise sold for cash amounting to 7,200. It is the cost of sale that is given. The amount of the sales is not given. So in this case, how do we determine the amount of the sales? So here we are going to write this. The date is on the 21st. 21st. Sales. But the cost of sales is given as 7,200. Then how am I going to get? How do I get my sales, the portion of the sales? So it's going to be the reversal of this formula. We're going to reverse this formula, which is going to be 7,200 times 125 all over 100. And that will give us 9,000. So here is going to be 9,000. Here is going to be 9,000. And then on the analysis of receipt, also is going to be 9,000. So please, let us watch out. There are some times that the question can be twisted. So please, just once you know how to apply your formula, you should reverse the formula to get the portion, the amount of your sales, if it is not given. And on the same day, we have a check was issued, check of 184 for payment of wages. So I'll have to put that under the payment side. Check of 184 on the 21st, and it is for payment of wages. So I write cash. The amount is 960. The amount goes into wages, 960. On the 24th of January, if Mr. Peter paid Municipality of Johannesburg by check, and the amount is 100, even the check number is 185, and the amount were meant for water and electricity, which is the first amount is 3,215, and the second one for trading license, and that is 775 rand. So now I'm going to post under the credit side, even for the check that was issued for the municipality. So it is 185 on the 24th of January. I will write just municipality there. And the amount is 3,215 for water and electricity. I don't have column for water and electricity, so it goes into my sundry account, which is going to be 3,250. It's going to be water and electricity. Then the second one, the same beneficiary, the same amount, it's going to be 775. It goes into sundry account also, 775 as trade license. All right, on the 27th, some amounts were paid even by Mr. Peter to monthly insurance premium to AEG Insurance by stop order. And because it is a payment, also it will be recorded on the credit side of the cash book. We only have the date. The date is going to be on the 27th, and the beneficiary is AEG Insurance. So the amount is 1,312. It goes into sundry account. It's 1,312, and then I write here insurance premium. On the 28th, we're told that he received an invoice for goods purchased from BF wholesalers and issued a check of 186. The amount is 5,833. Also, he paid TJ Solutions by check. The check is 187 for a new computer, and the amount of the computer is 10,965. So these are also payments that were made. The check is 186. The date is 28. The first beneficiary is FB wholesaler. The amount is 5,833. And because this amount is meant for goods purchased, it's going to be trading stock. It goes into the trading stock, 5,833. Then the second one he paid on the same date with another check. The check is 187. He paid for TJ Solutions. The amount is 10,965 for new set of computers. And if you look at computers, I don't have an heading for computer. So computer in accounting is regarded as equipment. So it's going to be under my sundry accounts. 10,965 as equipment. On the 28th, a check was issued for payment of wages, and the check number is 188 for the payment of wages. So I'm going to write cash here. The amount is 790. It goes into the wages as 790. Then on the 38th, he purchased stationery amounting to 59 rands, packaging 613 from Landman Stationer, and pay by check. The check is 189. 189. On the date is 30, and the beneficiary is Landman Stationer. The amount we have two. The first one is 59, and the second one is 163. So 163, I put them because they are stationaries. They go into trading stock. 59 rand and 613. Then the last transaction, it makes an electronic payment to a local citizen, senior citizen home at Tomin Leave as a donation. So I'm going to put the donation also here, but if you look at it, there is no column for donation. So the donation goes into the sundry account. It's going to be on the date is on the 31st. It's going to be local citizen, senior citizen rather. The amount is 280, and it goes into sundry account 280. And then here is going to be the remark, which is the detail, is going to be donation. Now we need to balance up to see which side, whether we have a debit balance or it is a credit balance. But even from my calculation, we have a what? A debit balance. And the balance here is going to be the balance from the bank. It means that the bank has increased, which means that our asset has increased compared to the decrease in our payments. So the bank, as an asset here, the total is 91,750. Then my sale, the total sales, we have 55,200. The cost of sales, we have 44,160. And then if you come to the sundry account, we have 36,550. Now, if you look at the total here, so it means that there's going to be a balance carried down, even to balance our payment side, which is the credit side. So it's going to be the same day. The balance on the cash book is always balanced on the last day of the month, and which is going to be 31st. So 31st here, we are going to have balance. On the volume number is going to be carried down, and the amount that is carried down here is going to be 22,406 in order to have the same balance even with the bank here. Now, because we have carried down some amount here, which is 22,406 rand. So here is going to be 91,750. Then the total trading, are going to be 40,328. The total wages are going to be 3,500. Then my sundry account total is going to be 25,516. From the balance here on analysis of the book of Swazi traders, we discover that we have a debit balance of 22,406. So this 22,406 will be carried down to the next month. And this how is going to be on the next month, which is going to be February. So the date will now be 1st of February. It's going to be balance. Balance brought down, it goes into the analysis, 22,406, and then I put it here on the sundry, 22,406. So on the analysis of the book of Swaziland, we are able to discover that there is a debit balance which is favorable against the next month. Thank you.